There are various types of graphs depending upon the numbers of vertices, number of edges, interconnectivity, and their overall structure. We will discuss only certain few important types of graphs. First is null graph. A graph having no edges is called a null graph. Second is tri- tri- trivial graph. A graph with only one vertex is called a trivial graph. Next is non-direct graph. A non-direct graph contains edges but the edges are not directed ones. Next is directed graph. In a directed graph, each edge has a direction. Next is simple graph. A graph with no loops and no parallel edges is called a simple graph. Next is connected graph. A graph is said to be connected if there exists a path between every pair of vertices. There should be at least one edge for every vertex in the graph, so that we can say that it is connected to some other vertex at the other side of the edge. You have your disconnected graph. A graph is disconnected if it does not contain at least two connected vertices. Next is regular graph. A graph is said to be regular if all its vertices have the same degree. In a graph, if the degree of each vertex is k, then the graph is called a k-regular graph. Next is complete graph. A simple graph with n mutual vertices is called a complete graph. We have cycle graph. A simple graph with n vertices and n edges is called a cycle graph if all its edges form a cycle of length n. Wheel graph. A wheel graph is obtained from a cycle graph by adding a new vertex. Cyclic graph. A graph with at least one cycle is called cyclic graph. So that's all.